Today I'm going to show you the Ronnell Special. What's up everybody, Benwa here, and welcome to Tactical Fellowship. It feels like I don't do many guns on this channel, so when I do a gun, good grief, I do have a lot of fun with it. The purpose of today's video is simply to walk you through the Glock G19 Gen 5 that I purchased, and top to bottom, what I did to make it my own signature piece. None other than the Ronnell Special. Before we get to that though, why don't you go ahead and stick your thumb up YouTube's anti-gun loving hole by liking and subscribing at Twitter and Rumble. Let's dive in. Looking at the front, this is a Parker Mountain Machine Micro JTTC comp and barrel combo. And I just need to level with you, Parker Mountain Machine. When this is not on my gun, I'm not having any fun shooting it. Not thrilling. But then when I got this baby on, all of a sudden the thrill returned. The more power you shoot, the better it works. It's basically science you can trust. In case you're wondering, this with the compensator, the G19 slide with the compensator, is now exactly G17 slide length. So if I'm looking for a holster, that's what I'll be doing for this gun moving forward. These are slightly tricky to put on. You have to have a vise. You have to have a wrench. You have to have some muscle. You have to be a man basically. But let me tell you, not only is manhood worth it, this compensator is also worth it. Let's talk about the iron sights. These are simply night fusion tall boys with tritium inlays. I kind of do like that tritium inlays, and can I level with you and be honest about another thing? These tall boys are kind of like training wheels for me. Occasionally, when I present my gun, I can't find my red dot. I know that doesn't happen to you, but it does happen to me, and it's happened to me at a match. In the dark, I had to present, and I didn't have tall boys, I just had low profile ones. And I oogled and oogled for probably 5 seconds. It was so embarrassing. Good thing nobody saw it because it was in a dark shoot house. So basically, these are training wheels. If I'm really up a creek, I can align myself using my tall boys and get myself back in the game shooting D and C zones quicker than anybody else that I know. One quick observation about these is that the edges are quite sharp. Precisely cut edges. They will rub your belly, but they're sights. Training wheels. For me. To Taco Bet, you don't know a single Ronnell, do you? Since it's the 21st century, I do have a Trigicon Type 2 RM01 on the top of this. I basically bought the wrong red dot years ago, and I've just stayed with it because this is a carry gun for me. If I'm gonna draw and shoot, I just need a red dot on. I don't need buttons on the side to go up and down. I'm not gonna be doing that. And I kind of like the nice clean sides on this too. It does kind of give a good vibe. You may be wondering about the silver line. That is a sealer plate that is meant to make the sight even more watertight. You don't know if it's going to be Waterworld or Walking Dead, so you might as well have the extra submergibility. The final thing I want to say about the top of the gun is, of course, the slide. Whenever I do slides, I send them to Jagerworks. Jagerworks, if you're watching this, you need to know that I love your work. So the Gen 5 G19 has these front serrations, but what it doesn't have is these things right here. These are called radius cuts. I really like these because I need something there to really get traction and dig into my hand when I press check like this. Oh, to be sure, your Parker Mountain Machine comp will basically take your finger off if you get it in there, so don't get your finger in there. Oh, it'll really hurt. I also added the top window cut because I'm trying to cut down some mass on the slide so that it reciprocates even better with the compensator, which is siphoning gas off in order to make the gun shoot flatter. Not only did Jagerworks do that and the black nitride coating, they also cut the slide for the RMR. It fits so well and so tight, and there's not any filler or riser plates sitting between your red dot and the slide, which is one more failure point. And also it sits slightly lower, which is kind of nice. Moving down to the bottom, I put a factor trigger in here. It's for Gen 5s. It's aluminum. The color is flat, darker earth. I bought it with the trigger bar already installed on it, and it's an OEM part in case you're wondering. The trigger also comes with a reduced power safety striker spring, but since this is a CCW EDC gun, I'm not gonna go ahead and do any springs. I just want every spring basically as stock as possible. The benefit of this trigger is I do feel like I am perceiving the wall slightly slightly better with it in, and it's made in metal, and it's flat dark earth. On the front here is a Surefire X300 UB. I basically just took this off of a different gun because all my holsters are really fitted for this, and on a Glock, it fits like a total glove. Now, with the grip, it's a mess back here, and you're probably wondering what in the world I was doing back here with this. I haven't shot many Glocks, and so I did not understand how slide bite could be a very real thing if you've got a high grip on a stock Glock with no backstrap on it. And I went ahead and put the medium backstrap on this. It has really improved where and how my hand and the fleshy flesh and the web goes up on the gun. I had to cut off the bottom here because it's not compatible with the Edgar Sherman design Magwell, and I just ghetto chopped that off. Problem is, now it was flapping in the wind. And so here's where we have the hockey tape. Yes, this is just hockey tape. This is Howie's hockey tape. It's gray. I just wrapped it around there to kind of bring that in like that so it's not flapping in the wind. It also makes it look like it's something from Mad Max. In case you're wondering, the Howie's hockey tape is not sticky, it's just fabric. Glock knuckle for me was also going to become a real thing because of the way I was gripping and because of the unforgiving angle of the trigger well. I had to go ahead and take my Dremel and just and take some of that stuff off there, and now it's way more pleasant to grab. Guys, with my guns, I just go for it. If there's something I need done, I don't think, will it be pretty? I think, will it be pretty awesome? Dude, this has got more plastic than it needs. You could probably do a little bit and you'll be fine. One last thing worth mentioning is I put skate tape on the bottom. I'm a big fan of traction, as you have heard again and again and again, and for some reason, having some skate tape on the bottom just feels like home for me. A sandcastle home for me. When I grip it, I'm like, I'm back in my kingdom. Last but not least, we come to this Battlestar Galactica looking Magwell on the bottom. It's by Edgar Sherman Designs. I'm really enjoying the grip. It's pushing my hand and squeezing it up from the lip into the thing. Some might find that uncomfortable. I find it charming. Feels like a hug. But if you don't like hugs and you're not into physical touch, this Magwell might not be your jam. Also for the G19, it doesn't fit right on it without any modifications because the grip angle is slightly different. You can make it work, and I have made it work, and you can see how I did that in the video above. But if you're going to be everyday carrying this like I am, be aware too that this will give you a little bit more potential to print. But the other thing too, guys, is I'm going to be competing with this gun probably all this next year for USPSA and 3-gun and all that. So I did want a little bit more to get my magazine in. And as you know, the Gen 5s already have a degree of Magwell funneling already embedded in the grip, which is really nice. This just adds a little bit more. And that's also why you saw me using G19 mags with factor extendos. And so that's really what's happening on the bottom of the gun. Well, that's about all I have to say about the Ronnell Special. I hope you enjoyed the name and I hope you enjoyed the build. As always, ride fast, shoot straight, get yourself off the couch and into some tactical fellowship, and we'll see you next time. Hey, wait, don't leave. You heard me mention that Twitter. Guys, you could be my 8th follower on Twitter. That's really where the action's probably going to be happening moving forward. Go ahead, get to my Twitter, and how about you leave me a message, because that would be dope.